Most of the time, we get cars to test for a week at the most. And everybody always asks me, it's all very well just driving a car for a week, but what's it like living with a car? Well, often over the December holidays, we're privileged enough to be given a car for a bit longer. The 12th generation Toyota Corolla, I tested the automatic version a couple of months ago. Now, this is the manual in top XR spec. You know the lines now. I've shown you the LED headlights, that big front grille, the little creases and can we call them wedge type effects on the car. Nice big 16-inch mags over here that you get. Of course, dual color, they're really nice dual tone. Very neat looks. The Corolla's grown. With every generation it grows and it grows a bit more. So this has become a really good sized medium family sedan these days. You just have to look in the back here and you can see the space. The seats are set for myself, the driver's seat over there, and there really is tons and tons of room. XR spec also gives you the leather and cloth combination seating over there. So these are all very nice touches on the car and it makes it look pretty classy. You come around to the rear over here and pop open the boot and you'll see how deep the boot is over there. It really is pretty deep, it goes pretty far back. And once you lift this and lift this, you'll see there's a space saver spare wheel underneath over there. Although I'm sure you could put a full size if you really wanted. But that's what it comes with and that's the standard. You've got about 500 litres of boot space over there, so it really is pretty big. As I said, this is the top XR spec over here. So that's where you'll see it adds a lot of luxury and a lot of trim and a lot of extras to the car. Let's check out inside and also we're going to see what it's like on the road. As always, starting behind the wheel and looking at the instrumentation, the figure I want to show you, and of course now saying after months driving, and unfortunately because of COVID and because of what's going on in the world right now, very little open road driving, a bit of freeway but no road trips, unfortunately. They've just been curtailed, haven't they? So largely call it town driving, averaging 7.7 litres per 100 for the period I've driven the car. But I can also tell you that it does give you a reading as you turn off that says the trip you've just done. And I have seen a couple more than once after a freeway drive, it's showing me 6.3 litres per 100 for a freeway run. So that is the kind of figure I think you could quite easily achieve if you really want to on the open road. So keep that one in mind. I think it's important to tell you that way. Of course, you've got your multifunction steering wheel, active cruise control. Remember the active cruise control, that's important, and active braking and the active safety on this car because it is the top spec, 7 airbags as well included. These are all features, of course, of XR that you get, and they are very, very important. Something that I would like to see that you don't get is auto door locking on pull-off. You have to press the button yourself to lock the door, that one over there. Just something that really I think should be on every car by these days, and in our world I would really have liked to have seen it. You come over here, I'm not going to spend too much time on the infotainment system, etc., because it is standard to the other models and other versions as well. So let's leave it there. You've got the big touchscreen, no navigation as standard, but of course you've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and you've also got the Toyota My Toyota app that you can work through. And in fact, all new Toyotas come with 15 gigs of data included in a Wi-Fi hotspot in the car as well. So these are all great features and they are important. The dash, softish touch to the dash, stitching, very neat. You can see over here this sort of very interesting effect you get over here, and the piano black trim around everywhere as well. Now we come down over here, and this is the difference, of course, I mentioned earlier. This is the 6-speed manual version. Smooth, comfortable, light, easy gear shift, but it's a nice gear shift, I have to tell you. But now I want to show you that button there that says IMT. This button's had me confused for a while. It stands for Intelligent Manual Transmission. And quite honestly, Toyota, I had to do a bit of searching to find information on this. If you press the button to engage the IMT, you will get a little light that will show on the dashboard. And what it does is it brings in an electronic rev matching feature for both up and down shifts that really make these shifts incredibly smooth. maybe a little bit mechanical, but so much smoother. But Toyota, why, first of all, is this almost a secret? And secondly, if you really want to make this car easier to drive than it really is, because it is so easy, why not make that the default setting and you can take it out almost into a sport mode if you don't want the rev matching and the IMT to work? Just my observation. Take it any which way you want. But I think it is an important factor. You've got an electronic parking brake over here, and you've got hill hold assist. Both work really, really well. Now, of course, what I haven't mentioned to you yet is the car is powered by, of course, Toyota's 2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine, putting out 125 kilowatts, 200 newton meters of torque. And let me tell you, that's plenty of oomph for a car of this size and this type. If you think back in the 1990s, when Toyota got 96 kilowatts out of their twin cam, that was the hot engine of its time, and that was 96 kilowatts, 125 in this family sedan is not bad at all. You can see the space over here. You can see nice headrest. I showed you the space in the back seat just now. It's got all of the luxury features you'd want out of a car. And again, if I go back to the 1990s Corolla, it's got so much more than any Corolla I would have expected back then. And that brings me to another point that I have made in the past, and I'm going to mention, I think, once more. I think they could put a Lexus badge on this car, and not just a Corolla or a Toyota badge. I'm not taking anything away from it. I'm actually saying I think it is that good. Because really, as an overall package, what can you fault? Maybe that little secret IMT button. But again, it's not a fault. You've got electric adjustment on the driver's seat, every which way you want. It would be nice on the passenger seat as well, but I suppose I'm really asking for a lot over there. Current price on this car, as it is over here, is 420,500 Rand. It sounds like a lot, but then if you look at competition, you look at the market positioning, and as I say, you look at the fit, the finish, the quality, the features, you look at everything over here, it certainly is Toyota competitive. And it does include Toyota's 6-service, 90,000 kilometer service plan in the price as well. Well, summing it up, after just on a month of driving the car, not maybe a week, it's certainly a really, really easy, comfortable, pleasant car to live with. I think I have to use those words. And that list of words, I think, really does, in my book, sum it up quite considerably and quite carefully. It's got all the safety, it's got all the spec, it's got the performance, which was a bit of a pleasant surprise. Maybe it has just got it all. If you're looking for a conservative-ish, because of course they have gone quite aggressive with especially the front end, but family sedan in the medium size, the market sector that shrunk so badly over the last few years to SUVs, well, this certainly does fit the bill. For Motormatters, I'm Eleanor, and I'll see you next time. Well, on the road, you can feel it's smooth, it's comfortable. The suspension has definitely been totally upgraded from what it used to be as well. And just overall, this is just such a comfortable car to cruise in. I mentioned it in the video, COVID and the effects of COVID, etc. We actually had planned to take this on our holiday trip down to the coast during the holidays, and it was actually arranged to have the car almost specially for that. Sadly, that got cancelled because of the world we're living in right now, and I would really have liked to have done that trip in this car, because I think that would have shown a lot more. Let's just see, we pull away over here, you'll see a nice quick pull away, and that's fairly deliberate. I haven't got the IMT switched on at the moment, but you can feel how easy and smooth the gear shift is anyway without IMT. That's why I'm saying I just don't know. Let's switch it on and we can try the next shift, and you'll see maybe a bit of a difference as well. But just overall, even in traffic, there's an IMT shift. Don't know if you can tell the difference. I would like to believe I shift smoothly enough that it's not that different anyway, but it is there, and it works, so why not make it more commonly known and maybe a default setting as far as I'm concerned. But just overall, my only question mark I'd ask about this while I'm driving on the road is that if I am going to restrict myself to town driving, maybe I would have gone for the automatic I tested a few months ago. 15,000 Rand more. Not going to make any difference really to anything. But that's about the only question mark I'd ask.